Alright, so we're back with part 2 of the F-Zero Let's Play. In the last episode, I essentially, my battery went dead in my phone, so I had to get back to Sand Ocean. And so far, I have a better score than I did before, so I came in first place on all 5 laps for Mute City 1 and Big Blue. But anyways, Sand Ocean is the 3rd level in the Night League, and we're still playing on beginner class. Again, you don't get anything for beating these difficulties. Really, all that matters is, you know, if you just play this and, you know, at least get the records, because that's how F-Zero works. The original, it's just unlocking master difficulty and then beating it. Like, once you see the credits on expert mode, the game decides, you know, if you see it one time, you can skip it, and, well, for that, yeah, you can skip it. But really, this game's still fun either way you look at it. Sand Ocean is kind of a hard level to speedrun, sort of, because you got all these turns and all that, and I guess maybe I'm just not used to it, but it's really nice to play this game on a Super Nintendo. It really is. This game's really cool. When it first came out, Sand Ocean, all these levels take place on like different planets. Sand Ocean, I don't remember off the top of my head where this takes place at, but the next level is going to be Deathwind 1 and then finally Silence. And the reason it's called Silence is because it's the planet it takes place on. It's said to be like no life, even though there's probably a bacteria in there that could evolve into advanced life. Still considered life, but you know, it's interesting like how the F-Zero series started off as like. It just started off with Captain Falcon fighting Black Shadow, and you know, he punches him, and Falcon punches him, and he blows up. It's cool to think that this series just started off as a racing game, and this is what they turned it into. It takes place in the year 2300 and it's like 2,375, I believe. Like, kind of like the same time. Duck Dodgers in the 24.5th century! Or is it Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a 1/2 century? So, like, they're implying, like, the year 2,375 or something like that. If I got that right. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you gotta watch out for the traffic. And every time I see those orange vehicles, they kind of look like Samus's gunship. You know, Samus from the Metroid series? Why do I always think of the gunship from Metroid? They're trying to confuse me with something else? They kind of do look like Samus's gunship from a distance. So yeah, first place again. Yes. Deathwind 1. Deathwind's not really that hard of a level, but you want to start off like this, though. And kind of do that. Because if you don't, you'll just accelerate to the left. This is the level that Pico is from. Wild Goose in this case. It kind of looks like something like He-Man would have to go through. These levels. Yeah, you wanna. The way that these zippers work is like the slower, faster accelerating cars, the ones that have the slowest, like in this case, the Stingray has the best acceleration when they hit those zip liners. So it starts off at 999. And keep accelerating really fast when I do this. The max speed is 478 km, which I can't believe I just missed that, but I did. Deathwind 1 is much easier than Deathwind 2 is. Although I would consider it to be the second hardest level in the game, because Firefield, if anybody hasn't played this, is not easy. Especially on master difficulty, it's really hard. Then again, F-Zero games are always hard. The only thing you have to know about the F-Zero series is how damn difficult they are. I've played this game long enough, I know how this works, so. Love the music, it really is. Like, drum solos are just those kicks. Those are just really cool. Just hang to the ledges. If you stick to the walls, you'll have a better chance of not running into the traffic. So as long as they're not, like, and I'm just about to pass Wild Goose for the second time. First time I just outlapped him. There we go. I think the world record for this level is like 1 minute and 43 seconds, somewhere around there. It's like, jeez. I just outlapped him. That's nice. Yeah, so here's the last level of the league. This is Silence. So much for, not really much of a silence. Okay, so you can either take this way. As soon as you get to that last minefield, you gotta really kind of hang it to the right, or hang it left. You actually look really carefully with the way the level's designed. You can see like these little stripe patterns, and at the last second, like the last stripe pattern at the end, it's kind of like an indication to kind of start turning left. I've noticed that. You can probably see it better on an emulator, because on a TV like this is actually, the textures are different. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to do this, and as soon as you get up to that first stripe pattern, you want to kind of just like hit the accelerator, and then crash into the wall, and then just keep going. I think the world record for this level is like 1 minute and 50 seconds. Something like that. Something ridiculous. Like, I mean, my best time is, I still have yet to even get under 2 minutes, but the guy who has the world records for these games, his name is Edward 406 or something like that, 4 zeros. He's really good at this game. Really good at this game. Got close to a Spirefield world record, but even I wasn't playing in Grand Prix mode. I was playing on an emulator, a hacked version. Somebody actually made a hack where you can actually practice all the maps in practice mode without the traffic and all that, and that's pretty cool. You know, at least you can practice the level and get good at it, which is always nice. But even if I did somehow beat his world record, I'd have to do it on an emulator. I'd have to do it like in the actual mode that it takes place in, because I think the closest record I've ever gotten to beating was Mute City 1. My best time right now is 2 minutes and 15 milliseconds. The world record, I believe, is like 1 minute and 58 seconds. A little bit less than that. There we go, I finished. With a perfect score of 3,500. There we go. I love this song too, by the way. It's really cool. 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, the first two times are going to be different than for Big Blue and Mute City 1, because I had to start over. But that's fine too. Again, it's just a racing game, and this is what they came up with for it. Great series. I still want to know why Nintendo doesn't want to make another F-Zero game. It would be really great if they did. Every single F-Zero game needs like some sort of remake. Or, I'm sorry, it needs like, you know, you can't make more money on something if you don't keep making games for it, you know. So again, here's all the levels. Mute City 1, Big Blue, Sand Ocean, Deathwind 1, Silence, Mute City 2, Port Town 1, Red Canyon, White Land 1 and 2, and then there's Mute City 3, Deathwind 2, Port Town 2, Red Canyon 2, and then finally Firefield, which is really cool. Gonna go with Queen and Beginner. Mute City 2. Okay, so Mute City 2 is probably the longest out of the first three Mute Cities, because there's a turn that actually takes place, and it actually takes place at sunrise. I think this is supposed to take place on Earth, but just in the future. So I recommend going to the left, because that way you can just do this. Because if you go to the right, you're gonna have to cut that corner really fast if you want to make that sharp. So I think the world record for this level is 2 minutes and 1 second or something like that, somewhere around there. My best time is 2 minutes and 4 seconds at the moment. I think 43 milliseconds. That's the best I've got. I got that on Masters mode. And it's not really that hard to get, because at least that time. Because again, right now we're not going for best times. We're actually, we're just shooting for, you know, just to beat this, you know, just to show it off. I think that's pretty cool. Those effects are really cool. It's like a solar energy absorber. Takes place in the future. It's kind of hard to really tell which way the ships are going to go. So that's just to kind of demonstrate how you do it. Just keep going. If you're going to do speed runs of this game, the easiest thing to do is probably, you know, make sure you can get the first lap, get the max speed as fast as possible, because that's always the one thing everybody is always told to do. Speed run again. Well, this actually might actually do better than my old time. I don't know why. I don't know. It's like I'm so much better doing this. I'm better off doing it now than I've ever done it before, so. Yeah, maybe not. It's probably not going to be my best time. 3. Oh, I beat it by 10 milliseconds. Nice. That was pretty cool. 2, 4, 3. Nice. I got 24 seconds flat. You see right there? 24 seconds flat. That's cool. So yeah, I would say the Queen League is actually a lot easier than the King League is. I'll explain why. King League's hard. Firefield's hard, and so is Deathwind 2. Those are the only levels you really got to watch out for. And the other levels leading up to it aren't really that bad. So with Port Town, you just hold the shoulder buttons to really kind of go the other way. You see that over there? That means you have to go that way in Port Town too. But this level, we're just gonna keep going here. This is the level that Captain Falcon's from, by the way. Port Town. I haven't watched the Japanese anime all the way through, so I can't really tell you like 100% like when they showed Captain Falcon in Port Town, like what he was doing in Port Town, like what he did. Well, aside from him racing and all that, which was nice. Samurai Goro, which is the character I'm playing as right now, that was, he would be Captain Falcon's rival and all that, and, you know. Technically speaking, Captain Falcon is better than, well, you know, him being the main character, of course, you know, he's going to be, like, the best character in the racing trilogy, so, you know, it makes sense. So, again, you know, when you make this jump, just make sure you can cut this corner without hitting the anti-gravity panels. I believe that's what those are. These guys are just going to go to the wall, so they're not going to try and fight the walls. So that's why you're able to, like I said, the game has some weird physics here and there, so you got to really kind of fight the, balls. Because, like, sometimes you'll hit a wall, and, like, you know, you never know. It just might just push you around, but you're still going straight. Or maybe it might throw you to the curb, and you have to kind of, like, sort of fight it. Either way, as long as you can recover from it very easily, just, like, kind of let go of the gas and, like, keep tapping it. It's called gas tapping. And then just kind of, you know, mess with the shoulders and kind of regain. So if you're, like, swerving to the right, you know, swerve to the left, you know, kind of straighten it out. You can recover very easily if you can. Because if you let go of the gas and then regain it, you can gain control of your character again, like, really fast. So it's, like, really cool how you can just cancel that out, sort of. So it's, I don't know if it's, like, you want to say F-Zero had, like, it had really good controls, yes, but it was, like, at the same time, as far as a racing game goes, like this, for example, that's something you gotta watch out for. Because, you know, you can tap somebody and they'll send you flying, like, in a different direction. But, again, Red Canyon 2 is pretty easy. Just gotta watch what you're doing here. See, not demonstrating it the best, but, you know, again, just boost, like, right here. Just so you have enough time to, like, you can use the boost to your full advantage, but at the same time, though, you don't crash into the wall either. Well, I mean, if you're going to crash into the wall, at least, you know, make sure you're not going to lose so much speed. If you hold down the D-pad, you can actually control your acceleration, like when you go flying into the air. You know, you can go a further distance. And you're going to need to know that for White Land 2, because White Land 2 is real easy to screw up. To be honest, I got to the end of it, and I didn't use a walkthrough for this game. I never did. And I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, you know, it's not that bad. Then I could never figure out how to do that. And I thought, well, you know, why does Nintendo use gimmicks? I mean, there's a way to beat it, yes, but it's like, you know, they throw the last level at you, and they throw the stupid jump you can't make, because it looks like you have to go fast to do it. But you also have to make sure that, you know, when you go up, you know, I'll show it, like, just watch really carefully. So, like, you know, you don't want to make a jump like this, but you want to make a jump like this. You know, and that's how you hold down the D-pad on the direction pad that you're driving in, so you may be able to win. And if you actually look to the speed when you finish the game, you can actually, if it's like 318, you're playing on beginner's mode. If you play on master's difficulty, it actually maxes it out all the way, which is actually pretty cool. Which is another way you can tell which difficulty somebody's playing on, if it wasn't already obvious. So yeah, this is White Land 2. This level's not that hard. It's also got a really nice soundtrack. White Land 2 is actually even the snow. Again, Samurai Goro probably has the best acceleration and the best grip. That down there was, oh yeah, actually you gotta hold down the D-pad to regain your speed when, you know, that's snow, by the way. You don't want to mess with that. So you don't, you know, when you hit the ground, you don't lose speed. You can just kind of, your game will make a noise like it landed successfully. You want to just kind of go flying over this. Those are anti-gravity. Those were on Red Canyon 1, by the way, so those will pull you back down and so you're flying again. So sometimes staring at that white snow can actually make your eyes hurt, just like it can in real life. So yeah, here's the pit stop. You want to watch out for that. I got another one up, so just in case I have to start over for whatever reason, which chances are I'm not going to, so that's good. It's always good to have advantages, you know what I mean? So that way, just in case. You don't have to, that's why I like to go flying through there, like on an angle, because that way you want to cut that as soon as possible. You don't want to hold down the gas. You want to kind of like gas tap, so that way it resets the oh jeez, what's it called? Grip. Yeah, the grip. I'm actually doing pretty good. You can actually practice this level in the practice mode, but all the other ones, however, like White Land 2 and Fire Field, and mostly the ones in the King class and the ones in the Knight class, mostly can't do. So that's what I'm talking about. If I was to keep going, I would have just like kind of did a U-turn sort of, and I would have spun out of control. But if I was to recover really fast by gas tapping and then just push the opposite button that I'm swerving into, I'm able to recover fast. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was a crazy glitch where you can, well, I wouldn't call it a glitch, but it's like a shortcut somebody found. I don't know if it was Edward himself or somebody else, but you can skip half the level, and it's really hard to do. Really sucks, though, because if you're trying to get the world record, you know. This Port Town and Red Canyon, they all use, like, these crazy-ass jumps that people find, and it's really hard to figure out how to do that. So, yeah, White Land 2, last level, and this level's really hard to get the world record in. Okay, so in order to beat White Land 2, you just gotta take a turn here, take a turn here. Wild Goose is always gonna be, or yeah, you get ahead of everybody else as soon as possible. You don't want, you gotta cut this corner right here, cut this corner right here, and just kind of keep going. You know, now right here is where it's really gonna get a little difficult. You know, you want to make sure you build up speed, and then right here, hold on the D-pad, and then just go flying right over there until you land, then let go of it. Because, and then save your super jet, which is what those things down there are called, you know. So just in case you miss this jump or run into somebody, because there's that small chance that, you know, you could run into somebody while you're trying to make that turn. and if you don't have enough speed to make that jump, you're screwed. So, because technically speaking, you're racing in the sky, and you fall out of the sky when you aren't racing. So this is what you want to do this again, and even with the S-Jet, as long as you hit the gas, you should have, even if you don't hold down the direction pad enough, you should be able to make that if you're going like 478 miles. Or km, sorry. Yeah, you just gotta gas tap that all the way. Or if you're gonna hit the wall, just be careful. So now all we gotta do is we're gonna do it again. We just got 2 more laps after this one. Good. Just watch out for that. Yeah, watch out for the walls. Yeah, you really gotta watch out for those walls. Oh, that was cool. That was actually really good, actually. I mean, if you're going for the world record, you're gonna want to use the S-Jet immediately after you get done with that turn. But I'm not doing that, so screw that, right? Okay, we're gonna get a perfect score here if I can get this. Just land this, because you get 2,500 points for coming in first place every time you win a race. I think that's how much it is. Is that right? Really knows this up. Huge difference. Last lap is always what you want to finish in, because it's first place. But I got it. I win. Here we go. Yes. I got 20.99 on that last lap. And then I got 21.99. Then I got 20.88. It's funny how these games do this. They're referring to the level itself. So now we're going to go to King League. Now, the King League is actually a little bit harder than, well, I'd say a lot harder than the original. So yeah, here's where you're really playing fun. Okay, so anyways, the thing about the King League is that this is Mute City 1, same track as the first one, but now they got landmines and they're playing at night, and then over here, you gotta kind of drive straight in order to really pass everybody. So, but hang a right, I'm gonna show you how to skip this whole thing. You don't want to do this. So yeah, just drive right here, but you'll be going faster, so. Faster than I fucking am, so that'd be nice. There we go. Should be able to even still make it past there. You don't have to really worry about the game throwing you back. There's a bunch of stupid obstacles that the game decided to get in my way, so. I'll just say fuck it and keep going, right? God, man, I hate bullshit timing is what that was. Really, that's all it was. I just used the thrusters there, but I don't know. I hate it when like I do good and then it's like, you know, I keep making these stupid mistakes because it's like it's like on a roll session or whatever. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, you know, as long as you win first place, you're still good. Because again, with especially with Deathwind 2, you kind of just want to get past Deathwind 2, and once you do, then you're good with the next 2 levels, and Firefield's probably where it's at. You're probably going to struggle just a tad. But even for a newcomer, you should be able to easily learn the track, and you just got to know how to beat it. So I'll show you how to do that real easily. And then we'll play on the higher difficulties, and then we'll be done. We'll be done with this beautiful game. And I might just do it with other characters too, like Pico and you know how to win first place with them. So Samurai Goro is easily probably the hardest one to do it well. You got Gold Fox too, but Gold Fox is actually... The thing about Gold Fox is he's got a fast car, like fast speed. But he's got like a weak body for the car itself, so you can easily destroy it. Deathwing 2 sucks, let's put it that way. As far as accelerations go, you'll be fine. Sometimes they'll do that. They'll stop in the middle of the road. So you really gotta watch out. Okay, so here's Deathwing 2. I'll show you how to get around this.